Welcome to another season of Horror Never Dies. This is Horror Never Dies season 3 premiere. Man, I appreciate the love that I got for season 2 and also season 1. It's been really dope. Um, what up, Rashad? Perfect timing. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? I was getting nervous because I was like, this nigga's not, he not hitting me back. So there's either two things. I was like, he's either busy, you know what I'm saying, or that nigga sleep.
No. Not. Well, you know what? I was trying because I got your message when you said be ready in 7 to 8
Yeah.
minutes, right? So I was trying to time it from when I thought you sent the message, which means I timed the shit wrong. Yeah, my bad.
No, it's all good. Nah, I was just like, yeah, I think it come through. I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't want to do this shit dolo. I was like, okay,
No,
cool,
no,
cool,
no.
cool.
I wouldn't leave you hanging like that, bro.
That's true. Funny. I want to talk about Deja too. We could talk about all the behind the stage, behind the green room shit and whatnot, the back
Okay,
room.
okay.
But pretty much the first episode wanted to just talk about the horror movies that came out thus far this year, and we only got what September, October. We got 4 months left, which is kind of crazy. Like we're already there. We practically almost Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Once I saw the candy out in Walmart, I was like, oh shit. And the weather started changing and you start having to put hoodies on more frequently. It's just, you know what I'm saying?
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Spookiest time of the year. Yeah. And on top of that, I was like helping my brother move into his first crib. So it's like,
That's
that
what's
was
up.
dope. Yeah. So it was a busy fucking day. But yeah, we're going to mostly talk about just some of our favorite horror movies this year. Like, I was trying to make like a 25 list, whatever. Like, I was just kind of just going by like what I have in place on my letterbox and just kind of organizing them. But I could only fit like 20, so I was like, okay. I had to kind of split it up, but I can only do like 20. I was like, whatever. And so it's gonna be like a mixture of things that definitely people have never heard of, or if you're probably in the know, or if you're just like stumble upon that shit, or it's a mixture of stuff that it's definitely like mainstream shit, indie stuff, a lot of different kind of, which is really dope to kind of see this year. Just now that it's like kind of we're really deep into the year. There's been so many horror movies. Still a lot of horror movies to be released and stuff like that. I want to see. Um, but yeah, what were some of your favorite movies that you could think of? Or before we get into that, let's talk about like the worst horror movies this year. Because for me, off rip, it's I Know What You Did Last Summer. That shit was terrible. It's that and Screamboat.
You know what? I haven't watched either one of them because I don't think my pressure can handle it. You know what I'm
But
saying?
Screamboat, I would say Screamboat is a little bit more entertaining. It's just not good. It's just like it's trash horror. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if that's your wheelhouse, you'll probably really fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? There's some entertaining
I
kills and stuff like
mean,
that, but it's just
for
it's silly.
me, the worst two that I've seen so far, Dark Match is probably besides War of the Worlds, probably one of the worst movies of the year. It probably is the worst movie of the year. Dark Match and Presence.
Presence had like so much potential. I was just disappointed. Like I don't think it was terrible in my opinion, but it's just like it fell flat with the execution what it was going for. I was just like it almost came off comical at times.
Yeah, well, on paper, on paper it sounded really good. Like, it's like a ghost, not so much detective story, but like I haven't seen a movie like that where it's told from the perspective of the ghost. You know what I'm saying? Without seeing the ghost. So it kind of put me in the mind of the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, minus the love story, minus the fact that you couldn't see the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But she's there. So so on paper, it was a cool concept, but like you said, the execution was terrible. By the end, I was like, this movie probably cost like $15 to make.
It's like Skinamarink. Like Skinamarink, I understand what they're going for. There's some people that really fuck with that movie, but it's just like nah. And I'm not even like I'm not gonna fault it because I like that that new kind of atmospheric horror that's like I don't know what the fuck the genre is called, but
I think that I was gonna say ambience, but I
yeah,
think
like something like that.
yeah.
Like Outer Water or something like that. Like Outer Water was cool. That shit was fucking weird at the end, but that like stuff like that like
Mm-hmm.
works better. But continue.
But yeah, no, yeah, those are the two that that off the top of my head I could think of. Because the first 3 months of this year, I was getting kind of nervous. Perp, I was like, ooh, horror's not really looking good right now. You know what I'm saying? After what we had last year, but like from Sinners on, it's been great. It's been great.
Mm. And
Still a couple of
it's a
stinkers
big
here and there, but it's been great.
yeah. It's been a complete opposite for me. Like with that, like just because like I feel like Shutter's been really consistent too with their releases, whether it's something in theaters or you know what I'm saying. Like I know you reviewed the Abraham the
Abraham's Boys.
yeah, and you gave it 1 star, but I was like, "Fuck," because I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was okay, or maybe I gave it 2.5. I don't know if I gave it two and a half or
Yo,
three.
perp. It took me three attempts to watch that because I kept falling asleep. That's how boring it was.
I
And
like what they were going for. Like,
wait a minute, and I'm thinking, okay, Abraham's Boys, okay, Dracula story, Van Helsing. Where the fuck are the vampires? You know, like I guess what they were going for is like it was, are vampires real or was Van Helsing just really crazy? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's what
So
they're kind of going for.
right. I kind of
Mm.
got that, but I'm like, dog, come on, it's Van Helsing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It just didn't work for you. Yeah,
Don't
I
fuck with
feel
the
you.
lore. Yeah, don't fuck with the lore,
Mm.
man. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
it's risky because it's like yeah, like it's like that's some Luke Skywalker like stuff that they say that Luke said that's you know what I'm saying because Helsing is the hero. But I honestly I like that kind of twist, but maybe somebody else has to do that, or
Right.
there could have been a better story written there, you know. But for
Yeah,
me, like
because
I enjoyed it for what it was. There's another movie that that's out that Jack and Jill. It's called Went Up the Hill and
I've
whatnot. But
never heard of that one.
it's not like one of those like twisted. It's more of like a ghost story type of shit. But like I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um. Where's some other bad ones?
let's see. Well, let me pull up my letterbox because
Damn, I should have made a
there was a
list
few
of the books.
stinkers. Um, well, I tell you what I thought was going to be terrible. What I thought was going to be terrible, but ended up being pretty good was The Damned. And I didn't put that with my 2025 movies. I think because
Oh
it came out last
yeah,
year.
it came
Yeah,
out earlier this year. They're like one of the first movies to come out this year. Yeah.
right. But it says 2024, so I put it with my 2024 movies. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised. I thought that was gonna be trash, and I ended up really enjoying The Damned because that's
Yeah,
really
it was
not my type.
cool.
It's not my type of movie, but it was just it was just fascinating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it had a cool atmosphere too. It was really eerie and stuff. It was like
Right.
I got some really good like camera work too, for sure. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Then
But
the whole
I
thing
didn't
of
rate it super high or anything like that. But I still enjoyed it.
yeah, no, it was straight like the whole paranoia thing. Like, are they really tripping because they're starving, or
Hmm.
are these motherfuckers really coming to like haunt them and shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, fucking Hell House, the newest Hell House lineage. I feel like that was pretty fucking bad. And the more I think about it, it's like this was really kind of like unnecessary.
I heard.
I feel like because they kind of get away from the found footage kind of
Mm-hmm.
movies. Like the last one, they kind of played around. It was still kind of like found footagey, but they kind of like go back and forth. But like this one, they completely kind of went away from the found footage stuff because they completed the trilogy and stuff like that. The trilogy is the found footage stuff, and outside of that, it's kind of be its own thing. But it's just one of those cases where I said this about Saw that I feel like Saw should have just been one movie. We didn't need all these sequels
Right.
and
Yeah, no,
stuff
I
like
totally agree. Oh, okay. Oh, I got you have a few on here that I really disliked.
that.
Yeah.
I know you didn't like the woman in the yard, right?
You know what? I hated that movie so much I couldn't even remember the name of it when I did my review. I called it everything but the name of the movie. You know what I'm saying? Another one where when I saw the teaser trailer, I said, "Okay, what is this? Why is this lady wearing all black, sitting down? Okay, let's go." And yes, I get the whole mental illness thing and all that stuff, but it just didn't do it for me, man. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm tripping, perp. I don't
It's
know,
probably
but
gonna take time. I think that's a movie that's gonna take time to grow on people because I really like that movie. That's definitely on one of the list I'm gonna bring up in a little bit and
well,
whatnot.
and
But
I think too, perp is that when you have a movie where you have characters that you really dislike. I hated the son. I wanted the son to get his ass beat so bad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Hated
he
that
was a little
kid.
badass. I understand he was trying to step up, and I was just like, "You doing too much, bro." You know,
Yeah,
so your
like
mom's hurt and stuff like.
let me tell you something special, especially a black mother. Like
Yeah, you don't be
there
going
need
bitch like.
yo
Crazy.
there needs to be more representation of authentic black mothers because there's no way on God's green earth I know any black mother let a child talk to them like that. That's what I appreciate about the
That was
highest
funny.
to lowest. That's what I appreciate about highest to lowest when the boy tried cursing Denzel and Denzel like kind of
Yeah,
what I'm saying, he sunned him real quick.
he
You know what I
he
mean?
had to turn to ghost real quick.
Yeah. Boy, you done lost your damn mind.
Tyreek,
Um,
wake wake up. Yeah, that's just funny.
oh, let's see. Dangerous Animals. I hated. Okay, I hated
Oh
Dangerous
man.
Animals. I didn't like Until Dawn. I thought that was a missed opportunity. Hard Eyes got on my last bad nerve. All right. Hell of a Summer. Finn Wolfhard, his directorial
Mm.
debut.
I could see that being disappointing, but like
Yeah.
even though like I understand what they're going for, that's why I was like, and I kind of just gave it the benefit of the doubt because it's like his first film and shit like that.
Right.
I just like if that had just more kills, I would have like it would have gotten a
Mm-hmm.
higher score for me. Like that's all it
Yeah.
needed.
Yeah. And Hard Eyes, you know what? I like the whole Friday the 13th aspect they were doing with Hard Eyes, but then it just got really into the ridiculous. Like it just got into that sappy
Yeah,
90s.
it went full blown. You know what I'm saying?
It went like
What was that?
CW, like Dawson's
No,
Creek or some shit like that.
what was that? What was that other pair? It was it Screech. I know what you did last summer, or some shit like that.
Right.
That's a fucking throwback. Niggas don't know about that shit. You know?
Nah, I know what you're talking about too. I did
Yeah,
see that. But those are the ones. Oh, and 28 years later. I didn't like that one either.
yeah, that shit mid, straight
That
mid.
shit. Too many
But
teenage zombie
but
dicks with
honestly,
bad chemistry.
the more I think about 28 years later, I was like, I like the ideas of the Jimmies, like the
Yeah.
motherfuckers at the end, because I definitely think that they could set them up to be really fucking cool, or
Talking about
should
the
do
Power
something really
Rangers?
like yeah, like them dudes. But
Yeah.
like I feel like they could just really kind of change the perception, like the first like because that's what's so interesting with introductions. It's like the ones that you don't really expect, like whether it be like
Right.
a villain, like when you get introduced to somebody like Kang, where you're expecting him to be this sinister, you know what I'm saying, but he's actually like kind of goofy, but not like it's kind
Hey,
of
yo,
like
Perp.
it's a kind of a scary kind of goofy. Yeah,
Hey, yo, hold on one second. I mean, now keep talking. I'm gonna take my pizza out the oven real quick. Hold up.
I'll go, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, but it's sort of like that. How I kind of compare it to that, but it's always interesting to see those type of like villain introductions for sure. What are some other ones that kind of trying to just think off the top of my head? I got a bad memory. That's why I'd be like, I gotta put things on my letterbox, or I gotta write shit down, or else I'm gonna completely forget the shit. I should have wrote this shit down. Um, I'm glad that Final Destination ended up being really good. You know what I'm saying? Because that could have ended up being on the low end on the list. Just that'd have been disappointing for sure. Um, let's see. Oh, fucking Fear Street. Fear Street Prom Night. I don't hate it as much as other people, but it definitely is very much a few steps below, the Fear Street trilogy and stuff for sure.
Are you talking about
You
the
know what I'm
first
saying?
street to my prom night?
Yeah, because it's like I didn't hate it, but like because I understand it's like sloppy, like you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's just slop and whatnot, but
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
definitely
it's
it's
twist.
definitely doesn't, because I wanted more of that at the ending, with the parents and stuff like that. I thought that really worked for me. I fucked with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't hate it either, Perp. It was really cliche, shit we've seen
Mm-hmm.
before. It belonged on Netflix, and I enjoyed it. It was entertaining for what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing I'm gonna say like, damn, you gotta see this, or that's gonna make my top
Mm-hmm.
list of horror movies. But hey, it was watchable. It's a Netflix worthy film.
Yeah, because like I said, going back to the ending, like with the whole review, I just feel like
Mhm.
that was like a little too late because it's like last minute. It should have been like that kind of turn should have happened like probably like at the halfway mark, so we can get more of those characters. Because I like the actresses that because they just kind of turned on a switch and now they're just all this like sinister and shit. And
Right.
it was interesting, but I still think that Netflix should do that as a yearly thing, sort of how like Shudder does the VHS movies every year and stuff like that. You can do a Fear Street movie every year. It's gonna be hit or miss, or you know what I'm saying, or
Right.
but it's cool to have just that tradition. That like I feel like that's something that Netflix should kind of tap into that
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not against that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of VHS, I'm looking forward to that for sure. Like there's like I didn't watch the trailer for Good Boy. Did you hear about that movie?
Which one?
Good Boy.
Oh, the about the dog. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't watch the trailer, but I know what it's about. That's all I need to see. So I want to
Yeah.
go into it
That's
not knowing anything.
That's coming out the same day as Chris Stuckman's movie. That's gonna be a good double feature. I think there's
Oh,
another movie coming out October 3rd. I forget, but those
okay.
two are definitely gonna be on my watch list for that day.
Did you see? I watched. I don't know if it counts as a horror movie, but I went and saw Primitive War today, the dinosaur
I keep
Vietnam
hearing good
movie.
things about it, but like I only get like they only have one showtime, so it's like
Uh,
my whole like scheduling for like movies this week is all is like fuck because I usually save like my Thursdays and Saturdays because those are the
mhm,
days I got like off and stuff like that, like for
right.
my movie days. But then like Thursday, I got called into work and shit. Like I had to cover
Yeah,
for somebody. I was like, fuck. I was because I wanted to go see Deja 2 in Dolby because I was like,
Woo,
I seen it in IMAX or I seen it in 3D IMAX. Did you see it 3D IMAX?
man, per. When I tell you that was the best time I had at the movies this year,
Yeah,
that was
yeah. But
me and my son was like he'll tell you, man, the whole time my mouth is open, like this is fucking awesome.
yeah, we'll talk about it though. But
This is fucking great. After it was over, I said, damn, that shit was dope. Yeah.
yeah. So like my whole schedule was messed up
So
because there was like,
now Primitive War.
mhm.
Oh shit! We got that delay going again.
Oh, it did. I can hear you.
Okay. Now I was gonna say Primitive War. I guess it's a horror movie because it did have some horror elements to it. But look, don't be surprised if Universal tries to sue them because there's two scenes in particular where they took right from Jurassic World, the new one. I mean, I'm talking about ripped right from the fucking movie, but just on a lower budget scale. I said, what's it?
But
Universal go after them?
what is it worth a watch? Like, is it worth like checking out?
I think so. You know what? I wouldn't rush to see it on the big screen. Like, it's something
Mhm.
that you would watch on streaming. I guess because
Yeah,
I'm so used to the effects that Universal does with the Jurassic Park dinosaurs. So now you see
right.
this one. I mean, they're passable, but you can still like some of the CG is like, ugh, you know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah.
It's not as crisp and I think there was just way too much talking going on and
Mhm.
not enough chomping. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think sometimes it took itself a little too seriously. I dozed off a couple of times, but now I will say this: the ending was better than the new Jurassic World. I'll give it that. Like that last 15 minutes lives up to the name Primitive War.
Mm, interesting.
The ending was kind of dope, but the rest of the movie was like it was all right. It was all
I'm gonna
right.
check it out if it's like digital or some shit like that. Cause
Yeah,
I kind of don't want to come out of pocket for that, but
yeah. I paid $16, dog.
that should be hurting sometimes. But like, if like, gotta do it for the cause. Like,
I know because I really wanted because usually I wouldn't do that, man. But I really wanted to
yeah,
see it, and I had to because I was
yeah.
like, "Damn!" I said, "Do I see this or do I go see the Ninja Turtles?" Because I really want to see that on the big screen again. But I'm like,
Mm,
I've seen the Ninja Turtles like 1,000 times already, So I would feel
Yeah.
like I would feel like a dick if I pay $16 to see a movie that I've seen a million times
And that's
already at
just
home.
and that's what's crazy. There's a lot of cool, like a really lot of dope fandom events and shit going on too. Like
Mm-hmm.
especially with like September and October.
Right.
I think they got a few horror joints coming out. So yeah. So but
Yeah.
anyways, let's get into this my list real quick. You can chime in and stuff. If you have like a top 20 in your head or a top 10 or top 5 or whatever.
No doubt. No
But
doubt.
this is starting with like the 20 to like 13. Got Bambi the Reckoning. Bambi the Reckoning I think was really good. I really like what they're doing with the Twisted
Mm-hmm.
universe, the Twisted Childhood universe, and
I
just
just seen that the
the
other day.
creative swings they go for it. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, no, I just seen that the other day for the first time. Bambi the Reckoning. I was surprised. I was
Have you
surprised.
seen all the movies?
Well, so far, okay, I've seen Peter Pan. I've seen Bambi. It's surprising I still haven't watched the Pooh movies yet.
Damn.
I still
Watch
got to watch the
You
Pooh
got to
movies.
watch the first one because the first one ties into like it's really interesting how because it's the first one's bad, but it's bad on purpose because it kind of
Mm-hmm.
ties into what they do with the second one. They're just really creative. I'm not gonna spoil what
Right.
that is, but yeah, it's worth checking out
Okay.
for sure. Clown in a Cornfield. I was I really enjoyed that because I always see the author talking about it on TikTok and he had a book. I was like, damn, you got a movie and shit, but it's the book's been around for a minute and stuff like that. I heard the sequels get pretty crazy, so I really enjoyed this one for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it was really entertaining, fun, very self aware, dumb characters. Things that you expect. As the
Right.
movie goes along.
Yeah, Clown in the Cornfield was dope. Yeah, I saw that too. Well, not so much opening weekend because I think it had like a limited release.
Hmm.
I think it was only playing for like a week or so. But yeah, it was straight.
Yeah, like I said, and that just dropped on Shutter. Shutter's just really killing it. Like Shutter's what like Netflix should just steal what Shutter's doing. Like that's exactly what Netflix should be doing with their big releases, like a Frankenstein, have it in theaters for like 30 days,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe just for a weekend. Not even a weekend, but like a couple of weeks. Just do what Apple TV Plus is doing, or but like Shutter, I feel like is doing that shit perfectly. Like they'll have a movie coming out and it'll either release the next month on streaming or 2 months or something like that, or later in the fall season and shit like that. So you know,
Well, I wonder what happened because Netflix did. They remember they used to do that at one time, like a few years ago. That they would have their movies come out. Like I remember they did that with Shaft, with 2019 Shaft.
mhm.
They released it in the theater for like a couple of weeks. Then they put it on Netflix, and
Yeah,
then
they did the Knives Out movies too. You know,
yeah, Knives Out, Dolomite is my name. They did that, gave that a limited release. So I don't know why they stopped doing it.
yeah, I know the Narnia movie is going to be in theaters because they pushed for that on the director and stuff like that. So I guess it just comes down to like you gotta like kind of push Netflix to kind of do the shit or just say we're going somewhere else type of shit.
But or is it like you think it's probably like a money issue where they know that they're like if they do because I'm pretty sure they got to pay like AMC or Regal
Nah, well, yeah,
to show
that
their
that
movie.
too. I think that is a factor, but it's mainly like they just want to keep people on their platform and out of the
Mm,
theaters, pretty much. And I
right.
think that like them putting things in theaters goes against their kind of branding kind of
Right.
thing, which was kind of weird and stupid. But it's just like then stop making fucking movies and just make series and animated series and stuff like that.
Or make movies that that people will see in the cinema. Like I mean, for example, Happy Gilmore 2. I'm sorry, man. Like as much as I love the first one, that one is not cinema worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like that belongs on Netflix. So
What
I
up,
don't know, man.
Tony?
Maybe they just know their niche. Like, look, our movies belong on Netflix. They don't belong on the big screens. So that's how we're gonna keep it. I don't know.
Mm, yeah, and then the Dead Thing that's another Shutter release. That's kind of like this horror erotica type of shit kind of movie, almost similar to. It's almost like Heart. It almost kind of reminds me of Heart Eyes a little bit, not like comedy wise,
Mm-hmm.
but also reminds me of Drop a little bit because it is kind of like a date type of movie. It has something to do with a date and stuff like that. And,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? But that was
I'm
a
about to
cool
check
one.
that one out. I'm about to check that out.
The monkey. Now I wasn't as big on the monkey as I was on um long legs. I just
Mm-hmm.
preferred long legs more than the monkey. I think the monkey went a little too crazy. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? Even though I
that movie
appreciate the
was
gore and
goofy.
shit.
That shit was goofy as hell, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking
That shit.
forward to the keeper. His next movie, Keepers. Though I think that that's kind of going back to what I like about Oscar Perkins, where he's like a little bit more serious in his movies.
Yeah, dog. And I didn't realize I was Anthony Perkins' son. I was like,
Yeah,
Alan Perkins. I said, "Oh shit, no, that's Norman Bates' boy." I said,
yeah.
"Oh shit."
The Severed Son. This is another movie that like you had to be like kind of in the know or just hear about through social media like TikTok and stuff like that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
a folk horror movie, and that's another genre that I'm not too big on. But this year, there's been a couple like folk horror movies that have been really solid, or just I've been somewhat enjoying. Not like 4 stars or nothing like that, but I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this was pretty entertaining. I would watch this again or something like that. But Strange Harvest was a surprise because it's in the style of this like mockumentary type of thing. Like it's a it's a whole the whole thing is like a documentary, and just the
Mm-hmm.
way that they set it up, I thought it was really cool. At times, it does feel like it drags a little bit too much. I was like, okay, like y'all motherfuckers suck at y'all job. I get it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so you can't figure out this guy, but like it's really intricate. Like just the way the story is, and just they show you how this guy's been kind of covering his like it's really detailed in that way. But I could see some people having that gripe that like I feel like it kind of goes on a little too long where you could have cut it back like 5-10 minutes or something like that. But it's still worth a watch for sure.
Oh Lord, I'll be taking a nap halfway through. Bro,
The woman in
you
the
know me, man.
I would recommend it though. I don't know if that's another Shutter release too. I don't know when that's coming out, but
Mm,
yeah, I'll keep my eye out on for that release date. It might come out like September or like October.
cool.
I would imagine. And a movie that you despised, I love a lot of people despised. The Woman in the Yard. I really like this movie. I thought it was surprisingly a movie. Like I was surprised because it was a Blumhouse movie that I actually fucking liked. Like you know, so
Mm-hmm.
there's that.
Oh, I was Blumhouse.
Yeah,
Damn, that's a shock.
yeah, because it's like they normally don't. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel like a normal Blumhouse production,
Yeah.
at least, you know what I'm saying? And Final Destination, Bloodlines, I was really surprised. I was like, I'm glad this turned out to be a hell of
That
a
was
movie. It
fire.
ended up
That
really,
was fire.
really being
Yeah.
fun, having some fun kills. And one of the kills ended up being like actually happening in real life, like shortly after. Like it was crazy.
Oh yeah, I heard about
It's
that.
fucking wild.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it kind of got emotional too, man. I ain't gonna front, man. Tony Todd's last scene where he was
Yeah.
saying goodbye pretty
Great
much to the
scene.
audience, man. That shit kind of got me a little bit.
Great scene. Great send off. That's how you send off a character
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And he's a legend. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Yeah, he gonna
I
be
still wish I still wish that like you know if they didn't get if Ryan Coogler didn't get Delroy, he would have got Tony Todd to play. You know what I'm saying? Slim. I think that would have been so dope.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he was a vampire, that'd been so cool, man.
Tony Todd as a
But
vampire. I don't think has he ever played a vampire?
yeah, him being the main vampire or some shit like that, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. I could definitely see him playing a Dracula type. Like the lead, the head
You
vampire.
you know I understand like the messaging, but that would have been an interesting kind of dynamic if like instead of like the villain being Remick, like it's Tony Todd. It's another
Mm,
black dude. Like he's just, you know what I'm saying?
right.
But I guess that would kind of defeat the overall message with the kind of going for with the movie and stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but that I just feel like Tony Todd would be dope being part of that movie, regardless. But that's just me.
Yeah.
All right, so top top 12. You know what I'm saying, here it goes, and starting with number 12. That Free Waka. That's another folk horror. I think that is also on Shudder. That released on earlier, I think last month or something like that. But that's another one. I'm not gonna spoil too much about that. But that's an interesting one. Uh, 11 is Dangerous Animals.
Wait a minute,
Movie, another movie that was despised by uh,
bro. You put
Homie
dangerous.
Rashad.
You put dangerous animals over Final Destination.
Yeah, I liked it. I think I got just kind of like a bias to the director because I liked Loved Ones and stuff. Even though it wasn't better than Loved Ones, you know what I'm saying. I still, you know what I'm saying. I enjoyed it for the most part, and maybe it would go down. You know what I'm saying, because it's still early in the year. I got to rewatch certain things and see where I stand with certain things. But that's where it's been.
Yeah, I mean, Jack Courtney was good in the movie. He was, but
Uh-huh.
the rest of it was just So it was like something that belonged on Tubi, but white. You know, like I mean, I don't know. Like you say, dangerous animals. I'm expecting like sharks and no, it's a dude obsessed with sharks.
Yeah, yeah, Andrew Tate movie, like.
Yeah. It was like if Quint survived Jaws and had his own movie, man, it'd be Dangerous Animals.
So now we get into the top 10, and like I said, this should gonna change by the time we get to the end of the year. Like, but Together it's number 10. Like that was a little bit higher, but then like I've come down a little bit on it. You know what I'm saying? It was originally I had it at 4 stars, but the more I kind of talked about it, like let it kind of marinate. It's more of like a 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. Together is one of those movies, bro, where it stays with you after you watch it.
mhm.
Like I like even now, like I still hear that Spice Girls song in my head when I think about that movie. It's just that disgusting scene, you know. Yeah, that shit stuck with me for a while. So yeah, it definitely deserves to be up there.
Marshmallow is one of the most underrated horror movies this year. I'll stand on that. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. I think that's also on Shutter. Like a lot of these shits is just like Shutter releases. Been like I've been watching a lot of Shutter shit. Like
Mm.
the next one, Graft, is also Shutter. Like that's another good one. Came out early this year. Highly recommend that. Um, Companion, that also came out early this year. That was a pretty strong release, I believe. You know. Um,
Companion is a perfect example of why I recommend staying away from trailers because I didn't see the trailer. Oh, I didn't see the full trailer. Then when I watched the movie, that was like a mind fuck for me. Like, what? But then when I saw the trailer after the movie, I was like, wait a minute, this it spoiled the twist in the trailer. I said, why would
yeah,
they do
that's
that?
just crazy.
So I watched reviews on the movie, right, from my peers, and they was all like, yeah, the twist was already in the trailer. So by the time it came up, I really didn't, it didn't do anything for me. I said that's why I stayed
Yeah.
the fuck away from them.
And the Surrender, another Shutter release. This was another one that was like kind of went under the radar. Has a really good performance. There's only like three characters in total in this movie. Like they really focus on, but you got Shutter, like I said, highly recommend Surrender. Dead Talent Society, another one I recommend. This is on Netflix. Fire movie. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have a dub. Deal with it. It's still a great fucking watch. Very entertaining, like kind of spoof horror movie on like just like Japanese horror and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and just how they kind of deal with the afterlife and that how it becomes like a job, and this shit's really fucking funny, but it's also really gory at the same time.
Yeah.
Just has a really good characters and just like really interesting premise and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend Dead Talent Society.
Cool.
Um, so that's number 5. Now we get to Sinners and Weapons. That's the big, people have been kind of putting these two
Sucking dudes
colossal,
off. Yeah, they've been sucking them
yeah,
off.
these two But I like that. Both these movies have created conversation and stuff. I think that's what movies should do too. Like
Mm-hmm.
um, and then people enjoying it. And the two movies being original horror movies, very successful, goes to show you that like we're gonna get more original horror movies moving forward.
Right.
More that support. It's definitely gonna like because if they ignore that now and just like if Warner Brothers just doesn't like capitalize this moving forward, or just other studios don't just kind of what I'm saying, Disney don't get on the board. All these other big studios, it's just like they're missing out.
Well, look, let me ask you if this is a fair statement, all right, concerning Sinners, because when I talk to people about my favorite horror movies, and I don't mention Sinners, they'd be like, "You wait, Sinners is not up there." I'm like, "Well, no." I said, "Let me tell you." I'm like, "Okay, Sinners to me is not probably right now is the best movie period for
Mhm.
2025, but as a horror movie." I would put it behind weapons and so so where you have Sinners at as far as like a horror movie, I would
Yeah.
agree with that. So is it a fair statement to say that okay, as far as a horror movie, you would put Sinners as number 4, but it's just as the movie period, like a best movie period, would you put Sinners
Mhm.
higher?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and I was like, and I feel like that's a fair placement, like you said, because it's like these are all strong movies. I feel like I really like Bring Her Back, and I like The
Mhm.
Ugly Stepsister. It's just like all four, all five, yeah, all like my top five is all original horror movies. Like these
Right,
aren't, what I'm saying, and that just goes show you like they make these shit still. Like,
right. Yep,
you know
because
what I'm
I think
saying?
the,
So
the only sequel you have on your list is Final Destination, right?
yeah.
As far as sequels go, so yeah, everything else is all original horror.
I guess you would consider Bambi like franchise now and stuff like that because it's like it's a part of it.
Part of the
You
universe.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's see, double check if there's any more. No, 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 no. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
only
all
like really
original.
two.
Yep, that's dope.
And even look at my full list, like I passed 100 down. You know what I'm saying? But like out of the 100, like 20 of them are part of a franchise. Like 20 films I've watched this year are part of a franchise. Like
Hmm.
the rest
Hmm.
are like all original. It's great to
Okay.
see.
And
Yeah,
wait,
man,
so
they
what
need
was
to
your
pay
number
me,
one
man,
again?
for um um um
You still need to pay you for
Bring Her Back.
free promo. Oh, bring her
It was
back.
Bring Her
Okay.
Back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like because
Okay.
me like I can appreciate a dark ending. If you give me a fucking dark ending to a horror movie, that's almost a cheat code. You know, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel like that ending was really dark, and same thing with Ugly Stepsister. You know what I'm saying.
Hmm. Yeah.
I feel like
Ugly
those two.
Stepsister was that shit was like yeah. I've turned away from the screen I think twice this year, and Ugly Stepsister was one of them. I have a thing with eyeballs, nails, and teeth.
Yeah,
And
it
with
just seems
makeup.
like the 2020s is just definitely the year for body horror. Like
Right.
there's like this every year that's just been, what I'm saying, next year we're getting Clayface. I'm curious to see how far they go with that one. I'm pretty sure they'll go pretty gory with it, especially with James Gunn, like, what I'm saying, having that horror kind of background, stuff like that, and he's familiar with that.
And I
So
tell you what, and the second time I had to look away was Bring Her Back. That the knife
and
scene. That shit
then
was
even and he biting the table and shit. Like that's
oh
the
god.
horror I like. That's the type of horror shit I like. I'm like the foreign horror, they really push that shit, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, and I know it seems like when I talk about Bring Her Back, it sounds like I'm
Mm.
mad or that I'm hating on it, and I'm not.
Nah.
Like honestly, bro, like we've had this conversation. I don't hate them. Like I really dig the movie, but it's like when I'm really invested in something, and I feel like the villain doesn't get their just due. I just walk out feeling like God, that this should have been more for her, man. Because look, that kid is
Mm.
fucked up for life. The boy, you know what I'm saying? Like the brother, like these
Mm.
people will never be the same again. And it's because of her. and
That's
and,
right,
all,
thing.
and she gets to sit in the pool with her fucking daughter, and I'm like, no,
And she failed, man. She's like, damn, I fucked up. I can't believe
yeah,
I did what I did, and just
what a
might as
chip
well go be with my
$50,
daughter.
man. Yeah, nah, I wanted her to get the Kathy Bates mystery treatment. You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's pretty much my list though. But horror movies to look forward to for the rest of the year. We got The Conjuring. That's next on the list. Um, we got
Shelby
we got
Oaks.
Him,
Okay, him, yeah.
which it's kind of looking sus for that movie. I don't know. The more I look at it, I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be good, to be honest. But we'll see. We got to wait and see.
I just saw the teaser and I just saw the teaser for it, and I kind of know what it's about, and that's all I need. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see the shit called Traumatica or whatever the fuck it's called. That's coming out in September. Just it's like one of these weird, like low budget movies. I don't know if it's gonna be a fandom or it's gonna be excluded from A list or some shit like that when it releases. But that's kind of on my radar. Obviously, Shelby Oaks,
Yeah.
Good Boy. Um, Frankenstein. Well, Frankenstein's not gonna be a fucking horror movie, but
It's not.
supposedly that's what fucking Del Toro was talking about. Whatever the fuck he's saying. It's not like a.
What
But I don't know.
where do you put Wolfman as far as this year's
Oh, that's
horror?
that shit on the bottom, man. That's another shit. That's another shit sandwich. And we're gonna be talking about Blumhouse next weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Next episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And seeing where their future lies. Are they doomed, or are we seeing a pivot? So be on the
But you
lookout for that.
but you know what, Wolfman had some things going for it. For
Yeah,
a couple of times, it had something going for it, but then yeah, it just
it's just Blumhouse starting to Blumhouse. That's all.
yeah, Blumhouse with Blumhousing.
Like I just
Yeah,
can't stick the fucking.
they can mess with Wet Dream, can't they? Jesus.
Yeah, Black Phone. That's October or is that September?
Oh, that's October. Yes, yes. Black Phone /
Okay, yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes.
That could be the one for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking with Freddy Got Finger. What is it? Five Nights at Freddy, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm
Five
not
Nights at
fucking with that.
Freddy. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't like the first one, so just I'm cool.
I'm definitely. I think Black. I'm looking forward to Black Phone more than any other horror movie that, like, from this point on. Because I really did
Um,
like the first one. I really did like the first Black Phone.
I think there's a movie called Bone Lake or some shit. I've been hearing people talk about. Like, there's a lot of horror movies that people got to see. Like was it Fantasia Fest or some shit or
Mm,
Fantasia? Where you get to go see like all these different kind of horror movies and stuff like that. But
right.
yeah, there's still like a lot of horror movies to be released, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. I know October is going to be packed, like it's always packed every year.
Right.
Um, even though we haven't seen a lot of movies getting promoted, but like it probably wait until like next month. We'll see a bunch of different trailers and stuff like that for what's ever coming for the rest of the year.
Is Death of a Unicorn considered horror? No,
Comedy. I would say comedy horror for sure.
like horror
Because you
comedy.
got a
Okay.
creature. Because it's a creature feature.
Yeah, because those unicorns didn't fuck around. Like,
Yeah, it was all state on business.
yeah, it was
Sure.
standing on business, man. So I'm like, yeah, does that count as horror? I guess so. Because I mean, because when I wrote my little blog for Bambi, I said that what I liked about Bambi was it took all the horror elements from Death of a Unicorn and just stayed with that through the whole movie. Like, that was the whole movie. It was like, saying they had a lot of similarities to Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah.
But it was like that for
Yeah.
like the whole entire time, because it was a short, like, Bambi was like an hour and 15 minutes? Short ass
Something
movie.
like that.
Yeah.
Fucking Bambi.
Which I've never seen the animated movie too, so I didn't know like how to compare it to the animated movie or the characters. Like, I never seen Bambi.
I really wanted to see them do more, speaking about like them branching out to different like genres and stuff like that within horror. We need to see more like horror animation for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot, but it doesn't get enough. Like it should be mass produced. Like fuck it. Like there should be a lot of different. Like
Mhm.
I would love to see like a animated horror movie on the big screen or some shit. Like any, it could be like you could bring Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, I think they could do some really cool things with that.
Facts. What about I thought Pinocchio was supposed to drop this year also.
I think it's they're probably pushing that till next year to have that come out before the Poonaverse movie.
'Cause I tell you what, if any of those Disney movies can translate to horror, it's definitely Pinocchio. Because if you watch the animated Pinocchio, bro, that whole shit in fucking the island or whatever, the
Uh-huh.
Pleasure Island, man, that shit was like even for a Disney movie, that
Yeah,
shit was creepy.
it's weird. It's really weird. The
Yeah.
undertones is crazy. But at Barnes and Noble, they have these Disney books that are like kind of what ifs. It's like what if Sleeping Beauty didn't wake up or something like that, or what if Aladdin didn't get his carpet or some shit, or stupid,
Mhm.
or if Jafar got got
The
the
lamp.
genie, and
Yeah.
just different types of like scenarios and stuff like that. So, but that aside, I still think there's quite a few different horror movies to be looking forward to. Especially, we have no idea what's going to come out for the most part for 2026. Like it's still kind of like up in the air. Like we know Scary Movie 6 is coming out, the follow up to 28 years later. The Jordan Peele movie, which I'm surprised that nothing about that movie has gotten leaked
Mm.
at all.
For which
Like
one?
nothing. The Jordan Peele movie, whatever he's working on.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was originally supposed to come out like the same weekend as Nosferatu, but he pushed it all the way to 2026. So in
Yeah.
that whole time, it's just like what has changed, or how the fuck did nobody saying nothing? Like he's probably the only person that knows what the fuck the movie's about. Where it's just like maybe people are under like NDA or something like that, they can't talk about it or certain things. But I'm
Well,
just
I heard.
surprised, and
I'm sorry. Good.
no, I was just saying, I was just surprised in the fact that like and how things just get leaked like that, like how studios be leaking stuff from Marvel and other
Hmm.
things, that something like a Jordan Peele movie, like how has nobody want to leak that or found that no type of information has come out about it yet, which I find fascinating.
Hey, look, you probably got that shit under wraps real tight, man. You know,
Mhm.
probably got top flight security guarding that shit.
For sure, for sure.
I don't know how true it is, man. But I don't know how true it is, but I heard I read Kiefer Sutherland, I guess, did an interview saying that I guess they're working on another Lost Boys movie. And he's supposed to be returning as David,
Interesting.
which would be very interesting. Yeah, because you did. I don't know if you know this, but in the original script, or I don't know if they filmed it or not, but David actually survived the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because remember
Mm.
all the other vampires either exploded or whatever, but David was the only one that he just got impaled. You know what I mean? So the way the original ending was that David lived, and there was supposed to be like a painting like right before the credits roll where it shows the Lost Boys like at a different time. You see there's Max in the background. So
Okay.
yeah, so supposedly in the sequel, David's supposed to have lived and wreck havoc and start a whole nother. So I guess he's supposed to be like Max, and then has his own Lost Boys now.
That'd be interesting. I'll be down for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I was starting to think about Stephen King for a second. Because I know The Long Walk. Was it The Long Walk? Right, that's what the movie's called.
Is it? I don't
The
know.
the You know what I'm talking about though, right? The shit where they're all like walking, Mark Hamill's in it and stuff. Like in
Oh yeah, so yeah, okay, I did see. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that today. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's coming out next month as well. I think because they list it as a thriller, but it could probably also classify as horror maybe. But
Yeah, because the
I'm looking
trailer's
forward to
not
that.
the trailer's not selling it as a horror movie because it's like for like they mentioned the Green Mile and like it's non
Hmm.
horror stuff. You know what I'm saying? So usually
And,
when it's Stephen King horror, they mention the scarier stuff.
and I found this out about Robert about this movie, or just the book, that predates like a lot of the battle royale movies, or like Squid Games and stuff like that. It was like the first kind of death game type of shit at the time, I guess, which is interesting. Makes me
Okay.
more fascinated to watch it and stuff like that. I wonder um how well it's going to do.
Yeah.
But speaking about Stephen King more, I was just like it started thinking about like I don't know why when you talk about Lost Boys, I started thinking about the one what are those movies? The Sometimes They Come Back.
Mhm.
I personally like those movies.
I've never seen them.
Oh, yeah, you gotta check them out.
Yeah, I've
Those are
never
cool
seen
little
them.
ghost movies and stuff like that. Those are pretty dope. I think they got
Yeah.
those on Tubi, at least one of them.
You said sometimes they come back. That's the name of them.
Yeah, yeah, and then like they had a bunch of sequels. Like sometimes they come back again, and
Sometimes they
sometimes
come
they
back.
come back
Yeah.
again and again. Like
Yeah.
it's a wild time.
I've always known about them, but I've just never seen them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I worked at Blockbuster, so I saw the covers like all the time. But I'm like, that shit look corny. I don't want to see that shit.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Probably at the time I was watching it, because I was just like heavy into Stephen King shit like that. At the time, like sci-fi would just be playing a bunch of shit. Like I remember always watching that on Sci-Fi Channel.
Well, remember, yeah, because you got to think this is the '90s, so that was around the time where Stephen King, was if it had his name on it, it wasn't that good. But
Mhm.
you had shit like Sleepwalkers, and what's that one where they had those killer ball things?
Oh yeah, the Langoliers. That's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I always remember like I have vivid memories of watching this movie like specifically on USA. Like
Hmm.
the old USA logo and stuff, the Langoliers, stuff like that. The whole series. I like the other mini series they did. What was it? The Red Rose. Was it Red Rose or some shit
Yeah,
like
Red
that?
Rose. Yeah, yep, Red Rose.
That
Yep.
was cool. I think the other one was Hospital, something Hospital.
Yeah, nah, I just know like mid to late '90s, man. Stephen King went to the Pop Tart charts, so really we really wasn't checking for Stephen King at that time, man. Like his best shit was like from '80 to like it, you know.
Right. So to kind of wrap this up, what other horror movies would you say off the top of your head that you're looking forward to for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year, right now, him and Black Phone. That's it that I could think of that I know of.
Are you
Especially,
you are you going to be watching VHS Halloween?
oh yeah, of course, yeah, because the last VHS movie surprised me because you remember
Yeah.
how I felt about the other ones. I shit on those.
I hope they keep that trajectory, like, because I was like, Beyond was really good. I hope they keep it up,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
especially
yeah,
doing Halloween. I always thought that like it would be cool if they did a spin-off series like DVD or some
hmm
shit like that.
right.
But I
But
like the
yeah,
VHS shit.
I'll throw that in there too. Yeah, because I was such a fan of the one that came out last year. Where I say VHS is on my list too, as far as ones I'm really anticipating.
Okay.
And it's shame we're not getting a Terrifier movie this year. I need my Terrifier fix.
Yeah, it'd be
You
cool to
know,
get a Terrifier movie every year. I
you know,
wouldn't complain. Are
hell
you going
yeah.
to the Horror Nights? I heard the Horror Nights is going to be pretty crazy. Like they got a wet and a dry. I've never been there. Like I've never done like
Halloween Horror
none of
Nights.
the yeah.
You know what's sad, bro? I've been living in Florida since 9/11, and I've never been to Halloween Horror Nights.
Damn.
Never. You know what it is, man? Because I don't like being around like a lot of people. And when you go to Universal, man, it's like, especially Halloween Horror Nights, bro, it is packed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No elbow
Yeah,
room or
that's better.
nothing.
That's better to go with a group or some shit like that. Like I don't know
Right.
if that's something I necessarily just do by myself. Like
Yeah. Well, I know my daughter wants to go too. Like she wants to go really
yeah.
bad, but well, I don't know about now because right now she's on her spiritual thing where she's now forbidding me, her father, right? She's forbidding me to watch any horror movies. You know,
Yeah, you get the
like
fuck out of here.
yeah, he's like, Dad, are you going to see him? I said, yeah. No, Dad, don't go watch it because I saw a TikTok video where they said there's a horror movie coming out and it's going to cause people to die. I said, if you don't get the fuck out my face. Damn. Well, even well, let me tell you this real quick, man. Even my son, right? My son listens to his sister, right? So he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
Shy, you should have watched it because it's demonic. I said, son, didn't you just watch K-pop Demon Hunter? No, but but it has demon in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really. I said it's demon. Him is not a
Yeah.
demon movie. Oh my god! But you know what? Just watch it. Just watch it. Just watch it. See what happens.
That's funny as hell.
Shoot. But yeah, yes,
I
my kids.
showed my nephew. You remember the one short film Intruders with the dude that was like with the telescope. He looks across the shit and he sees the chick across, and the
Oh
chick
yeah,
sees him.
that she runs over. Yeah, that shit was
Yeah,
creepy as hell.
I
Yeah.
showed I showed my nephew that. He's like, "Oh hell no!" He's like, "Oh no, I was been gone." Like,
Yeah, he was just sitting there waiting for her to come over. I said, "Shit."
now that my nephew's like, "Yo, I would have jumped. I would have jumped."
Man, look, I would have hit out. I would have went and like ran down the hallway and went to a neighbor's house or something, man. I would have sat there waiting for that bitch to come get me.
Fuck it. I'd be like, "Yeah, let's shoot the fade." Fuck it.
What?
So they need to start doing that more with horror movies. Just like have characters, even though it's a dumb choice. Like at least
Right.
have them challenge. Like go back to what I'm saying the Friday the 13th days where you just
Oh man.
had the characters fight back and shit. Like,
Bro, I remember man, we saw that at the cinema, bro, and that got such a big pop from the crowd when that nigga went to boxing Jason, right? Like because the theater I went to, right, it was like that's like mostly black people go to that theater, so it's a bunch of niggas in there, right? We just like, oh shit, yo, he taking it to Jason. There you go, he taking it to Jason, and then when Jason grabbed him and knocked his head off, we just bust out laughing.
nah, that's funny as shit.
Yeah.
That reminds me
Oh
like
man.
the one scene in Sinners where fucking Josh Brolin just completely just T-bones the fuck out of Wong and shit
Oh
into the
yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that yeah, everybody's like yeah.
Yeah, Wong was creepy as shit, man. Like I know
Yeah,
like his eyes are probably naturally like that, but that image of his face was like in my head, like I
yeah.
couldn't shake it off,
But
man.
it makes sense that because he was smashing his face against old
Right.
boy and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
he was headbutted him, yeah. Ugh. Yeah, that movie was pure nightmare fuel, man. I don't give a damn what nobody say, man. And I don't scare easily. Well, yeah, I do. But I was gonna say I don't scare easily, but yeah, I
yeah,
do.
that shit, like them little kids fucking running around like that. Like, imagine you just walking and you just see that shit. Like, nobody walking around this neighborhood, like smoking cigarettes. That
Right,
should be crazy.
right,
I'd be like, you
right.
know what? I think my lease is up, and just or just I think it's time to move. Something.
Yeah, like dog, like that. Just the back. I remember what made that movie so scary. Perp was just like the background stuff that was happening. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? Like even when your girl was sitting in the car, right, and then the door opens, you just see black. Then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, chick walks out like walking all weird and shit, walking to
yeah,
the car. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that is like is
yeah. It's creepy. Yeah, because it's like, damn, it's just like
yeah,
you never know. Like you could just be sleeping, you never know. A motherfucker just. That's why, like, what Parasite was fucking crazy. Like, I feel like that's a scary scenario to be in. Like, I don't know if you watch Parasite, but
I
um,
did, yeah, that was dope.
yeah, like how motherfuckers was just in the crib, bro. Like, are you
Yeah,
fucking kidding? And how they were trying to like, they were squatting and shit, but then like there's other motherfuckers just already there. Like, that's
right.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff.
There were like 5 motherfuckers living there. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
yo, that's crazy.
Parasite was one of those movies where it was like when it ended, I was like, "What the fuck?" But I get it though, like the whole social commentary that they were going for, like I get it and
Mhm.
everything, but yeah, like Parasite was one of those what the fuck type movies. Like, man, that was very different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think that's been a great first episode. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be back. I appreciate anybody that checked out the live. If you're checking out this the replay, make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. I'm saying that over and over again. Um, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.
peace.